And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Phoenix International Raceways. We're getting set for race number 3 of the debut season of the PCSRA Busch Series. Getting ready for 32 laps of racing here today at the Phoenix International Raceway. It is the running of. It is the running, as I am trying to find out what the race name is called. Give me a second. It's the United Rentals 200. Getting ready for 32 laps of racing here today. It's actually the United Rental weekend because tomorrow's the United Rental 500 for the Cup cars. But yeah. Anyway, getting ready for today's race. Azar Amirmoez starts on the pole position for today's race. Azar comes into this race 29th in the points table, still trying to shake off that slow start. Alongside is M Amirmoez, who, by the way, finished second in the first 2 races of the year. She's, by the way, second in points to her sister Azar. Bart Simpson is in row number 2. Bart comes in this race 22nd in the points table, and alongside of him is Deanna Rant, who dropped 9 spots down to 23rd position in the points as you look at the rest of the starting lineup for today's race. And let's get these cars rolling off as we speak. The points are as follows. Azar Amirmoez became a 2-time winner, who's won the first 2 races, is the points leader by, you guessed it, 10 points over her sister, Makara. Jimmy Baker's third in the point standing, 17 back. 25 back is April Winters in fourth. Landon Ching is tied with Kyle Langeland for fifth. Malin Lee is tied for seventh with Darby King. Tika Jumiaka is ninth in the standings, and Prudence Martindale tied with Diego Marquez for 10th in the standings. Getting ready for 32 laps of racing here today at Phoenix. One slick racetrack. As I said, this is the United Rentals weekend. Don't think we're going to see a lot of incidents like we had last week, but we're going to have to wait and see. Pace car is off. Here we go. Getting ready for 32 laps of racing here today at Phoenix International Raceway. We're green in the desert. This track, it's been hot and slick. The sun's been beaming down this track all weekend. And with no cloud cover, grip is going to be an all-time low. And these drivers are going to slip slide around as Azar Amirmoez is trying to hold off the 32. And he's going to just lead the first lap of this race. All 38 did take the green flag. Bart Simpson going to go to the race lead. Bart Simpson, as I mentioned, 12 spots gained to 22nd in the points. Whereas Danny Rant, who was alongside of him, dropped 9 spots after Sonoma last week. As here comes Annika Ricci in the second position, trying to not only run down her sister for the points lead, but also would like to get a lap lead. So far, the only winner we've had so far in this early portion of the season, however, has been Azar Amirmoez, trying to go for her third win of the season, which I do not think off the top of my head we've ever had a driver win 3 races to start out a season, to be honest with you. The points are a lot spread out in this series than the other two, than the Cup Series. I know the Truck Series has only their first race of the year, and of course we will see them back next week when we head to Martinsville Speedway. It'll be just them and the Cup cars at Martinsville. The PCSRA Busch Series drivers will be off next week. They'll be back for the following week's race at Darlington. The 12 of Katsuro just ran wide and about to lose the third position to Lucas Albon in the 59. While Katsuro, who's been off to trying to get himself back together, trying to get himself regrouped and ready to go, Lucas Albon dropped 12 spots down to 36th in the points table. He, Drake Robertson, and Blake Peppers are the bottom three drivers in the points table who have had a struggling start to the year. Bart Simpson trying to pull away from Makara Amirmoez. Ebony Amirmoez will be in the I believe going to be in the Cup Series next season as a rookie. Chloe Carmichael, who finished second last week, dropped all the way to 17th in the points. As we're going to check the back of the field here, Tony Lopez in the 60, not having a good run, 19th in the points. Jimmy Baker, third in the point standings, back here at the rear of the field. A couple of other drivers who were running well in points. Jake Littleton nearly got the wall there. There's Luna Farmer. Farmer dropped 11 spots to 21st in the points. Blake Peppers, who really need a good run, had a struggling race last week at Sonoma, going by the 29 of Suni Sue. Oh, we're crashing! We're crashing right now. The 6 car into the wall. That's Jay Green. And he's collected Leela Bakai. Is that a caution? It is a caution. Oh boy, caution's out for the first time today. Jay Green was 15th in points. And Leela Bakai came in 30th in points. That is definitely not what two drivers needed. And that was probably the last thing Bart Simpson wanted to see was a caution. But nevertheless, caution is out for the first time here today at Phoenix International Raceway. Let's jump back and look at a replay to see what happened to the 6 as we're nearing the midway point of today's race. Well, looks like it's going to come off of turn number 4 here. I call this tricky turn 4 because we've seen it in the past when I've done PCSRA races here at Phoenix. Drivers get a little tight coming off the corner off of turn 4 at Phoenix. And you're going to see here Jay Green's going to get tight, I believe, coming off of 4, or he's going to bounce in the 33. Looks like he bounced the 33 of Emily Green. Oh, that's your sister, by the way, Jay. Yeah, bounced off of his sister, came down into Leela Bakai, who had nowhere to go, and both each other took themselves hard into the inside retaining wall. That is definitely a caution when there's traffic coming. Leela Bakai, who dropped 14 spots to 30th in the points. This was not the result she needed. On the flip side, Jay Green, who gained 15 spots last week after a good run at Sonoma, he's gonna start dropping through the points table after this race. And boy, couple of drivers who really didn't need bad results. Unfortunately, this is gonna hurt them in the points heading into their next race in 2 weeks. But the caution is out for the first time today. Let's jump back to the restart here at Phoenix. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. We'll be at the halfway mark of this race. We'll have 16 to go, or 17 to go. It'll be 16 to go when we have that. Out of the race is Jay Green. So tough break for Jay Green in that number 6. Top 10 as we go back to green. Bart Simpson, the leader. Makara Amirmoez second. Lucas Albon third. Azar Amirmoez the pole sitter in fourth. His teammate Morgan Le Fay is 5th. Annika Ricci 6th. R Roblyer 7th. Bruno Wood 8th, ninth Lucy Myers, and 10th is Danny Rand. The points leader, Azar Amirmoez, is running in 11th. Apologies if my mouse is clicking too fast. I don't know why. Back to green flag racing here at Phoenix as we're nearing the midway point of today's race. Next race for these Busch Series drivers will be in 2 weeks at Darlington. This will be their first of two, or no, first of many off weeks these drivers are going to have. As of now, Azar Amirmoez, who had a 10-point lead over her sister, which is Makara, running in third right now, just lost that spot to Lucas Albon. Lucas Albon, like I said, 36th in the points table. Only 14 points, 2 races in. I expected a lot more from that 59 team. But the season's still early. He's got plenty of time to recover. And I'm trying to check to see. This is, by the way, a 33 race season. Of course, he's got, after this race, 23 races left to go until the playoffs to try to get some wins to get himself in the top 25 in the points table for his win, if he does get one to count for a spot in the playoffs. Same deal with Bart Simpson, who's leading this race. And Bart Simpson is only looking at the top 25 in the points. He's only 1 point ahead of the top 25 in the standings cut line. Of course, you got to be in the top 25 in the points table for a win to count for a playoff berth. As the caution's out for the second time today. It looks like Chloe Carmichael might be the reason for the yellow. Same with Landon Chang. As the caution is out for the second time today, let's jump back and look at a replay to see what happened as we're nearing the end of this race here at Phoenix. Looks like turn 4 claimed its second victim of the day as Chloe Carmichael is going to get turned by K Langeland and spins the GMAC around. Looks like the 38 got a piece of it, being Sally Ford. And right there is where Landon Ching gets his damage. Little bit of nose damage on the front end of his Geico Chevrolet, but that was definitely warranted a yellow flag for Chloe Carmichael. So caution's out for the second time today. Let's jump back to the restart here at Phoenix. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing on lap number 25 of 32. Gives us a total of 8 laps of racing to go. Bart Simpson is the leader. Lucas Albon is second. Makara Amirmoez is third. Fourth is Annika Ricci. Fifth is R Roblyer. Sixth, M Le Fay. Seventh, Lucy Myers. Eighth, Bruno Wood. Ninth is Malin Lee. And 10th is Danny Rand, with the honorable mention of Azar Amirmoez running in 11th. Nobody out of the race from that instant, just the one driver behind the wall. That was Jay Green from the first caution. Landon Ching, by the way, came in this race tied for 5th in the playoff standings, 13 points above the cut line. That's going to definitely hurt him after today's races. We're back to green here at Phoenix. Question is, does anybody have anything for the support our soldiers Chevrolet of Bart Simpson? Bart Simpson, ever since he got the lead, he's never given it back. So, and like I was talking about before that caution came out, the critical part for these drivers is you got to think about trying to get a win to stay in the top 25 for that win to count for a playoff berth. And that's something important these drivers have got to start thinking about because, like I said, this is a 26 regular season schedule, just like the Cup Series, except the catch is you only have 7 playoff races, whereas the Cup Series you only have 10. And the Truck Series also have 7 playoff races, but they have 16 regular season races. Should also note this is our only visit to Phoenix. Of course, we will have the Truck Series race here at Phoenix later in the calendar year. Of course, tomorrow we have the Cup race here at Phoenix International Raceway, the United Rentals 500K, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll hope you'll join us for that. Should be a lot of fun. If there's a rain delay in a NASCAR race, like today or tomorrow or whenever, hey, at least you can come watch some good racing where there's no rain delays. Darlington, by the way, is our first night race. In fact, we'll have a string of night races in the next couple of weeks. This is critical for Lucas Albon to start getting some points because, like I said, he is so far down the points table. Needs to start turning his season around. It better start now here at Phoenix. And Azar is now inside the top 10. As we're looking at our field here. Coming to the white flag. One more lap to go. Oh, Makara's in the wall. Just got out of the groove and just got herself into the wall there as we're on the last lap of the race. Down the back straightaway for the final time, Bart Simpson, looking for his first win of the season, came into this race 22nd in points. This will get him away from 25th in the standings as Bart Simpson is going to take the United Rentals 200 here today at Phoenix. Becomes our second different winner in 3 races. And now the early question I have to say is, has Bart Simpson locked himself a spot into this season's playoffs, providing he can stay in the top 25 in points? We will have to wait and see, as standings are now official. Lucas Albon will get second. This is a good run, 36th in the points. He will definitely get out of the cellar of the points table. Annika Ricci, after a struggling start to the year, jumped up 17 spots to 12th in the standings. A third place, good run for her. R Roblyer will get fourth. R Amirmoez will have to settle for fifth, but still a nice run from her. Nevertheless, I believe she'll gain some points on her sister, who finished in ninth. M Le Fay gets sixth. Seventh is Lucy Myers. Bruno Wood eighth, as I mentioned. Azar ninth. Azar was the points leader. She will keep the points lead heading into next week, although she will lose 4 points to her sister, but nevertheless, that's still good. And K Lambert will complete the top 10. Nice run for that 18 team. K Lambert came into this race, looking at my points tally, dropped 9 spots down to 24, so a nice bounce back run for him. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, Azar Amirmoez went from pole to 26. Ouch. Landon Chang was the last car on the lead lap, finished in 37th. He came as race 5th in the points table, so that's not a good result from him. Let's see. Jimmy Baker, 29th, came as race third in the points. This is going to be a big blow for him in terms of the championship is concerned. Landon Chang was the last driver to finish on the lead lap. Nobody finished a lap down, and Jay Green was the only driver who finished out of the race from our two cautions, even though he retired from the first caution of the race after that hard lick to the inside wall and ended up behind the wall. A couple of other people I see, Kyle Langeland had a bad result. He came in his race sixth in points. So a lot of drivers who came in running well in points are going to take some hits in the standings. So the points are really going to get shaken up again heading into our next race in 2 weeks at Darlington Raceway. But that's going to do it from Phoenix here for the Busch Series drivers. Tomorrow we'll cap off our weekend with the Cup Series race here at Phoenix before next week. Martinsville with the trucks and the Cup cars. Busch will be off until Darlington, which will have all 3 series racing there. Please give this video a like if you guys enjoyed today's race. Subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We showed your full finish results. Your point standings are down in the description heading into next week's race. Our next race, rather, in 2 weeks at Darlington. Until then, I've been D DeVille signing off. Goodbye from Phoenix. We'll see you tomorrow for the Cup race. As you've been watching yet another broadcast of PCSRA TV, where champions are made since 2010 and the best in our racing around the world since 2017.